Brothers and sisters, upon us is the greatest month of the year, the month of Ramadan. A month in which, my brothers and sisters, the Prophet of Allah, he says, if the people knew what was in the month of Ramadan, they would wish that the whole year was Ramadan. The reality is, my brothers and sisters, is we don't know the reality of this blessed month. For many of us, month of Ramadan is a month within the year that ticks over as the clock ticks. But wallahi, in reality, my brothers and sisters, this is not the case. The month of Ramadan is a gift. The month of Ramadan is a ni'mah. It's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the truth of this is, my brothers, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He sends the month of Ramadan, He sends it as a blessing and as a gift to His people, to His ummah. Many of us, my brothers, they were with us last year. Many were here with us last year. They fasted last Ramadan, but they're not here this Ramadan. Many within the last week, within the week approaching the month of Ramadan, days before, wallahi, someone I know, days before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took his life. So the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed us to see these days is a big ni'mah. A big ni'mah. And my brothers and sisters, the truth is shaitan has been successful. Shaitan has been successful in convincing the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam that the month of Ramadan is a festive month. Today, my brothers and sisters, unfortunately, the month of Ramadan has become a month of what? Feasts, get-togethers, hulu. In fact, now when you go to the hulu shop, there's specialized hulu that's only made in the month of Ramadan. I'm not saying this stuff is haram, but I'm trying to get you to a place, inshallah. This is the month, my brothers, that Sahaba would spend months. Imagine Sahaba would spend months in preparation and in anticipation for this month. Then they would spend months after crying and begging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts their deeds in this month. This is the month of ibadah, my brothers. This is not the month, wallahi, this is not the month of feasts. It's not the month of camel burgers and carrot juice and cocktails. Look now, it's become a social month. It's become a month of hanging out. It's become a month of musalsalat. Now, all the juicy musalsalat, when are they released? The month of Ramadan. Anything and everything to keep the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam occupied. To the extent where even the non-Muslims, even they're jumping on the bandwagon. Even big businesses now, they're starting to realize the business opportunities in this month. But for a believer, for a believing man and a believing woman, the month of Ramadan is far from this. This is the month of ibadah, my brothers and sisters. This is the month that your heart and your soul has been longing for all year round. This is the month where every one of us that's been distant, every one of us knows himself, every one of us knows the year that's passed. Honestly, you ask yourself, from last Ramadan until this Ramadan, what would you rank yourself out of 10 as far as your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is concerned? So every one of us knows and he senses, this is the month that we get a chance to play catch up. This is the month of Allah, my brothers. This is the month where every single one of us gets the chance to prove to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's deserving of this month. You know, my brothers, the best analogy that I can possibly come up with is I want you to imagine the local bank here somewhere gave you a call and said to you, ma'am, sir, brother, sister, whatever you like. So you've been chosen from a very large number of people. You've been chosen, you've been selected, mashallah, you're very handsome, you're very beautiful. So look, we've called you over to our bank. We're going to take you downstairs now. We're going to open up our vault. We're going to open the big safe there. And sir, ma'am, today we're feeling generous. We're going to give you 2 hours in our safe. 2 hours in our vault. Walk in and do as you please. Take whatever your heart desires. Imagine this opportunity, my brother and sister. Imagine the bank gave you a call and said to you, come in and bro, go hard, take whatever you like. Now you tell me, billah alayk, if the bank gave you such an opportunity, are you going to go to the bank in your little 2-door car, or are you going to go there with a big semi-trailer truck? Or are you going to go there and you're going to call your dad, your uncle, your auntie, وستك وعمك وجدك وخالك ما راح تخلي حدا بالعيلة, bro. You're not going to leave anyone in your friends and your family, except you're going to tell them, bro, come down and bring your vans and your cars and wait for me outside, because in these 2 hours, bro, I'm going to منع أخلي شيء in the safe. Why? Because every one of you knows that if I work hard enough in these 2 hours, what am I going to do? I'm going to set myself for what? For life. If I work hard enough in these 2 hours, bro, I don't need to work again. And now you tell me, honestly, if you were in this vault, if you were in this safe for these 2 hours, will you be making phone calls? Will you be sending texts? Will you be on YouTube and sending emails and wallah, selfies and putting up on Facebook? And again, I'm not saying this stuff is haram, but it's a concept. You're going to say to everyone, listen, in the next 2 hours, I'm not going to talk to anyone. Don't call me because I won't be calling you. Why? Because you know that I have 2 hours. And if I go hard, if I do enough work, I'm going to set myself for life. But this is dunya. We understand dunya. My brothers and sisters, what about a month when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to you that the gates of my Jannah are opened and the gates to my hellfire are closed? And ask me for whatever you desire and I will give. Honestly, my brothers and sisters. My brothers, we need to understand, wallahi, this is the month. This is the month in which every single night, Allah Azza wa Jal looks down upon His ummah. And He handpicks those that He wants, those that He desires, and says, you, hellfire has been made haram on you. These are the nights tonight. These are the nights, my brothers and sisters. Allah Azza wa Jal looks down and says, you, my brother, you, my sister, you will do Hajj this year. You will do Umrah. You, my sister, I will bless you with a blessed child. Allahu Akbar. These are the nights, my brothers. How will I be spending these nights? How? Hanging out, chit-chatting, doing the things that you know as well as I do. We can do them outside the month of Ramadan. Or will you be of those very few that will take this month very seriously and work hard and get their fruits at the end of it, my brothers? The race is on, my brothers and sisters, wallahi. What's this now? Day 3? Day 3. 3 days have gone. They're never coming back. 3 days have passed. Wallahi, my brothers, I'm telling you. I know brothers who started from the first day of Ramadan. They're already halfway through the Quran. I know of people that are already praying 2-3 hours tahajjud every single night. Of course, this is not the benchmark. We want to do more. We want to do as much as we possibly can. But where are you in the race? Where are you in this 1.6 billion Muslims? The race is on. Some are running. Some, they're still at home as we speak. They're still having hulu and I don't know what they're eating. So where are you in the race? Where do you fit? Where am I when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks down upon the ummah and says, you, hellfire has been made haram on you? Am I of the very few that are crying before Allah, worshipping Allah, or reading Quran, or doing an action that pleases Him? Or am I of the many that are doing out there, wasting my time, chit-chatting, being occupied with that which doesn't benefit me? So my brothers, the opportunity is there. And wallahi, I take an oath by Allah. I promise you, my brother and my sister, this is the month, if you give it its rights, if you give it its haqq, you can go from zero to hero. Wallahi, you can. If you give it its rights, I promise you, if you work hard enough, you will become from the awliya of Allah. You will become a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, if you come to me a handspan, imagine the concept. Allah is saying, if you come to me a handspan, I come to you an arm's length. If you come to me walking, I come to you running. What an opportunity we have. Wallahi, what an opportunity we have. My brothers and sisters, I'm begging you, do not waste these days. Wallahi, do not waste every single opportunity. Every opportunity, like the man in the vault, like you pictured yourself in the vault in those 2 hours. You didn't picture sleep. You didn't picture rest. You didn't picture sitting down for anything. You pictured working for the maximum of those 2 hours. Wallahi, every minute that passes you by in Ramadan is far worse than the man who took a nap in the vault of the bank. Why? It's a minute I've lost and I can never ever bring it back. So my brothers, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to make up for a wasted year. And my brothers and sisters, I have to end, because I'm generally a very negative person. So I really have to end with a warning of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because yes, my brothers, this is the month of rahmah. And this is the month of opportunity. And this is the month of ibadah. And this is the month where you can reach levels. But it is also the month, my brothers and sisters, that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the man who had rahmah for his enemies, the man who prayed the janazah on the leader of the hypocrites and made dua for him, Umar ibn al-Khattab, when he seen this, his eyes were rolling backwards. O Prophet of Allah, you're leading the prayer on the leader of the hypocrites? Look at the rahmah in his heart. This is the same man, my brothers and sisters, who stood in his masjid in front of the greatest ummah to ever walk the earth. Imagine, for Sahaba to hear this. And as he stood before the greatest ummah, he stands there before them and he says, may he be disgraced. May he be disgraced. May his nose be rubbed in the dirt in humiliation. You know, my brothers and sisters, for Sahaba to hear the Prophet curse such a person, wallahi, they shook in their boots. Oh, Prophet of Allah, you didn't curse your enemy. You're cursing a man like this? Who, my Prophet of Allah? Who are you speaking about like this? Who is this destroyed person that you're cursing? What does he say? He says, the man that lives to see the month of Ramadan. He lives out the days of Ramadan. He finishes Ramadan and he doesn't have his sins forgiven by Allah. May this person be disgraced. So my brothers, with great opportunities comes a great warning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please, my brothers and sisters, I urge every one of you to take this month as serious as you can. And to worship Allah in this month like you've never worshipped Him before. And my brothers, I tell you, and I promise you, you keep working and you keep working and you keep working until the day of Eid. When the day of Eid comes, that's the day of our feasting. That's the day of our hulu. That's the day of our cocktails and our camel burgers and whatever you wish. That's the day when we will walk in the streets and celebrate. Not now. Now is the time of ibadah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who are successful in this blessed month. And once again, I urge you that you do the absolute best that you can. And do not waste a minute in this blessed month. Jazakallah khairan.